Well, we're here on Horse Guards Parade. Right there in the distance, Duke of York's column. This monstrosity, built in World War II as a defensive structure. So now it is covered in ivy, but underneath that is some of the best bomb-proof concrete Britain could offer in the 1940s. We're here on some of the crunchiest sand in all of Britain that the Queen's troops might be heard in all their splendor. All the troops of the Household Brigade. A lot has happened here at Horse Guards Parade. Right here's the Admiralty. This is the new Admiralty Building. Well, relatively new. It's not the Ministry of Defense today, but this is the late 19th century Admiralty Building. And the Old Admiralty Building is just around the corner. And over here is Horse Guards. And Horse Guards was the headquarters of the British Army for a long time. It was the proverbial Pentagon. Everything happened right in here. And until Queen Victoria asked him to leave, the Commander-in-Chief of the British Army, Prince George, Duke of Cambridge, insisted on staying in Horse Guards until a new War Office was built and he was told to go in there. So it is sort of a vestige of the old guard of the British Army. And today, the ceremonial heart, where the cavalry do their changing of the guard. And, of course, the infantry portion of the Household Brigade are elsewhere. In the distance there is the Guards Memorial, a First World War memorial to all 5 regiments of the Guards Brigade. The Grenadier Guards, Coldstream Guards, Scots Guards, Irish Guards, and the Welsh Guards. Now, this is an interesting sight all unto itself. I mean, the Queen's birthday happens every year. Trooping the color, beating retreat. Much has happened here. Many of the fateful decisions of the wars of the 19th century, 18th and 19th century, were decided in that very building. Appointments given out, commissions sold, all sorts of things happened here. But there are a lot of interesting little tidbits around the periphery of Horse Guards Parade that I wanted to share with you. One of which is this great monument to the Naval Brigade of the First World War that seems to never be able to find a home. This is the Naval Brigade monument. It was erected in 1925. It was the Naval Brigade that served at Gallipoli and throughout the First World War. It's as far as monuments go, this has not had a good history because a lot of the verbiage is nearly gone now. It looks like it's in the same condition as King Charles in Trafalgar Square. It looks like it's 400 years old instead of 100 years old. But it was removed from its original site in 1925, moved to Greenwich, or no, it was moved from its original site in 1940. It was moved to Greenwich in the 50s, where it seems like it should be at Greenwich with all the naval things, but it was moved right next to the Admiralty, another good place, in 2003 of all places. So it's just kind of parked in the corner. The fountain doesn't run anymore. It seems like an afterthought. So wish the fountain ran. It's a nice little memorial, but it is tucked away in the corner next to our concrete monstrosity. There's the tower, the bell tower going off. I will get a little closer, but when we talk about the bell, there is a little smudge on it. And the little smudge is in commemoration of when the king were killed. King Charles beheaded in the English Civil War, and as a memory of his death, and as a remark that it was a stain on the honor of the army, the 2 o'clock mark has a black spot on both sides of the clock tower. So that's fun.
I go now from a corruptible to an incorruptible crown, to everlasting peace.
Here's the Admiralty Building. Could be a video on its own. There's so many little details to it. You can see up at the top are little waves. There's anchors everywhere, and you see the Edward VII's crest everywhere. You can actually see some of the telegraph lines have still been kept, probably in commemoration of its First World War service. But so many details to this building. It's a beautiful building, and it no longer serves as the Admiralty. And we can see right over the top of the Admiralty. Hello, Horatio. There's Admiral Nelson, Trafalgar Square, peeking over the top of the Admiralty. Now we must get to our new details, because, of course, if I'm not talking about something British, I'm probably talking about something Ottoman. And so here's an Ottoman British gun. We knew there was going to be a cannon. We knew. This is known as the Turkish gun, and it is a very big gun. And the barrel was captured during the Egypt campaign in 1801. In the late 1790s, Napoleon, of course, took the French army on an expedition and invaded Egypt. And the French took over. The Ottomans and the Egyptians end up being caught between the British and the French. But the Turkish gun was captured. This is a 16th century gun. It was cast in 1524, but it was captured in Egypt in 1801 when the British go to take Egypt from the French. Of course, Nelson had smashed the French fleet off of the Nile, Aboukir Bay, but the Egyptian campaign in 1801 actually sees the British take control of Egypt. And you can see there's quite a bit of Ottoman detail to the gun. But the carriage, actually you can see in here, constructed Royal Carriage Department, founded by J&E Hall, Dartford. This has So much interesting detail. You can see the crocodile is the ode to the Nile. There's the Mameluke sword and the Ottoman gurs, the mace with the turban. You see Britannia pointing to the pyramids. You see King George III's cipher, a lion head. So obviously this is a British construction, a commemorative carriage. But and I love the Sphinx at the back. The Sphinx is right there. So there's so much going on here. But there's so much history in this gun. It was made by the Turks for Egypt, captured by the British, and brought all the way here. At least it wasn't melted down and made into something else, because we can see all of the beautiful Ottoman inscriptions on it. Who knew that when it was cast in the 16th century, we would be talking about it in the 21st in a completely different part of the world?